Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Taurus for the month of July 2021. So we'll be in the element of water, so in the season of Cancer. So let's have a look. Taurus, what's happening in water? So water is very much about the emotions, the ebb and the flow, and we have as your energy around the devil. So just be careful, Taurus, this next 4 weeks of just feeling stuck and also restricted in some way. So because you're earth and we're in water, there could be a bit of, a feeling of just being stuck and not able to do what you want to do in this time, but we'll leave it to the cards, shall we? So the devil represents that. He also represents addictions that we all have, because we're all human beings, so we all get addicted to something somewhere along the line. Okay, where you are right now, Taurus. Work's going well, working well with others, lots of spiritual learning too happening for you at the moment. So you make the decision, are you the teacher or are you the student? So it's sort of, it can intermingle. It can be one or the other. So in wherever you are in your particular situation, this is a very strong spiritual card. But the basis of it is about work, being earthed, which is your element, and moving on. Good foundations, actually, Taurus, so whatever. But just be aware, always going back to the energy, that there could be some restriction. So don't push too hard. Okay, let's see what's influencing this and also the rest of the reading for July. We have the Chariot, so emotional discipline, and this is indeed the card for Cancer, so how apt is that? So the Chariot talks about emotional discipline, and employing that emotional discipline gets you to where you want to go, and it indeed signals a victory. Fast moving energy, but before you can do that, you have to have everything disciplined in terms of yourself, in terms of where you are at in whatever particular thing you are in your life or aspect is happening in your life. So once that emotional discipline is there, you will be victorious, but that's half the problem, is getting that discipline just right. And as I said, a Cancerian card, so quite apt for you, Taurus. Journeys as well with this one, even though these days we are kind of restricted once again about where we go. It is inevitable that there is a journey, and just journey of the soul or journey of your own special journey, because anything other than that physically at the moment is not possible for most of this planet. Let's see at the background what was happening in May, June. And the Wheel of Fortune, so very much good fortune. New could be new opportunities coming through for you. Very much destiny though. So if you're looking at these two big cards together, it's like, the destiny has offered you up this new opportunity per se. But it's not going to be. Destiny is always, it's a sort of a bit of a test in a way too. If you put effort in, you get out. If you don't, well, you don't. But the opportunity has very much been presented itself in the last sort of 4 weeks, perhaps. So it's up to you now to sort of plough on through, using the big cards as these two are, to get through that. And now that next step is opportunity is there, then it's the discipline that comes in, that you really, we all get it from time to time. And it's a key for us to sort of work on that, if you like. Let's see, recent influences. Don't give your personal power away, Taurus, very much. And this can be also associated with very much a work situation, I think, here more than anything, but you can apply it to whatever it is in your life. But this is about keeping personal power for yourself and feeling imprisoned, but you're not actually at all. It's just about your own mind is sort of restricting your abilities, I guess. So you're closing off to certain things or letting other people tell you how it is. And then you sit there and think, oh, you know, what was that all about? But you've got to employ your own personal power. You've got to get it back. And there is very much a scenario here where you feel you have given it away, but maybe this is why you've got the Chariot there too, Taurus, just to sort of remind yourself that it takes a lot of discipline to be able to keep everything how you want it rather than just saying yes when you mean no. The lesson you'll be learning: make the decision, move on, don't sit on the fence, don't be blindfolded by it, don't and ah and go back and forth. You've just got to make a decision. And with these great opportunities and emotional discipline, big cards here, it's very possible you can do that, but just get out of your head. So we've just come out of the air, element of air with Gemini, and very much a lot of people suffered with that whole angsty stuff with head stuff in this last 4 weeks before we hit Cancer. So make the decision, go for it. Stop it just sort of sitting and going back and forward. You just got to make that decision. Okay, let's see what's near future for you, Taurus. An emotional situation that you need to kind of walk away from just for a wee while because it's not serving you really. So with this Chariot, it's about that emotional discipline again. You know, if somebody close to you is going through a bit of a time, this card suggests you need to just step out and let them deal with their situation. Sometimes you can't rescue other people. But if this emotional situation is yours, it's just asking you just to move aside for a bit. Emotionally discipline. You know, be aware of this is destiny as well. So it's an important key to be able to not over-involve yourself in emotional turmoil that's sort of just bubbling away there. Move to the side, put it on the back burner for a little while. And all the time remembering too, we have restrictions. So if you keep reminding yourself of that, it won't be too difficult. You'll be able to just go with the flow a bit more. Yeah, but definitely with that 8 of Cups, it's all about, you know, it's sort of contained emotional energy. So sometimes we've just got to kind of, especially if it's a bit, you know, an addictive relationship as well, or that person might be addicted to something. Well, you can't rescue them, Taurus. I mean, you're the people that just plod on through and sort things out, but you can't rescue some situations. Let's see what's happening that you're not realising. Having a bit of a rest, stepping back, spectating, don't participate. It's not the time. It's just the time for you to sit back and watch. You can't be rescuing. You're working on your own big stuff at the moment. There's a lot of swords here too. So you've really got to be, you know, just taking the advice of these big cards and having that, taking a step back. It doesn't mean just cutting yourself off. It just means, you know, just sitting back and watching things unfold in the natural way, without interfering, because you need to conserve your energy. It's almost you're on the outside looking in on this whole deal here. Let's see how others see you. And the end of a cycle, the cycle coming to an end. So yeah, definitely a cycle coming to an end. So therefore you just kind of let that happen. You just let things happen naturally. It's the natural selection. It's the natural way. And restriction too. The devil's here to sort of make sure that you just let this close as it's meant to close without interfering. And people look at you and they see that you will probably just let that happen. It's just part of your earthy nature, Taurus, to just really sometimes know when not to interfere, know when to just let things happen of their own accord rather than interfering. And we seem to do a lot these days of interfering in everybody's business. Nosy Parker sort of thing. What you're feeling positive about? The Hermit, once again, stand back. Let things happen as they're going to happen. No interference is needed. Use the wisdom of the Hermit, which is the sign for Virgo. So, you know this already, Taurus. You know in the depths of your soul that this is what, it's not your fight to be doing, but it's your discipline and it's your opportunity, and there is restriction. So keep well out of it. This is the sort of major card and this is the minor, but there's two of them in the reading, so it's really sort of prevailing upon you not to involve yourself, but you're there just as a bystander watching, a lesson learner. The final outcome, the end of a family curse or the end of a difficult time. Once again, we have swords, so we can see very clearly, Taurus, there's a lot of head energy, mind energy, intellectual energy going on here. But to me, I'm just getting this feel or this very strong message that you're just an observer in this whole thing, and you are learning from it as well, but from the lofty heights. Very interesting. So it will come to an end by the time we enter Leo in the third week of July. But just be aware for the next 4 weeks, just try and sit back and just learn from the sidelines. And these obviously will be involving people who are very close to you, people around you. Okay, let's see what your lesson message is. Wisdom, know well what leads you forward and what holds you back, and choose the path that leads to wisdom. Beautiful card. Wisdom. What did we say? Very interesting. So just do it, Taurus. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you a wonderful month.